Hi YouTube, Tim Lickert here. In this video, we're going to evaluate algebraic expressions in which some of the variables are multiplied together. So I'm going to go through 4 of these problems and we'll show you how to do them, both just writing them out by hand and also using the Desmos graphing calculator. Okay, so let's start with problem 1 here. So in problem 1, we have this expression AB minus 4B. So AB minus 4B when A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 7. Now, when we write two letters, which are actually variables, next to each other in algebra, that means they're multiplied together. Also means this 4 and this B is multiplied together. So with that in mind, we can start to write this problem out by substituting in these values of A and B. So we could do AB, which is 3 times negative 7. And I'm going to use parentheses here to indicate that I'm multiplying these two together. So 3 times negative 7 minus 4 times negative 7. Okay, so we're going to first do the multiplication, two multiplications, and then we're going to do the subtraction. So 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. And then we're going to subtract 4 times negative 7. 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. Okay, so we have negative 21 minus a negative 28. When you subtract a negative, it's like adding a positive, so we could change this to plus and this to plus. So this becomes negative 21 plus 28. And now we're adding two numbers that have different signs. So when you do that, you take the number that's further away from 0. In this case, positive 28 is further away from 0. And you're going to subtract the number that is closer to 0. In this case, negative 21. We're just going to do straight subtraction. So 28 minus 21. And then for that, so we'll do 28 minus 21. That's going to give us 7. And we're going to keep it as positive 7 because the number that is further away from 0 on the number line is positive. Whatever the number is that's further away from 0 on the number line, if it's positive, you keep the result or the difference between the two numbers as positive. If it's negative, you would make the difference between the two numbers negative. In this case, it's positive, so this evaluates to positive 7. Okay. So that's the arithmetic way of doing it or writing it out. I'm going to show you how to do it with Desmos, because if you are taking the digital SAT, you can use Desmos on any math problem. So if you encounter something like this, you go to Desmos, and that'll be just the calculator that's available on the digital SAT. And let's erase some of this stuff. And we can keep the writing below, but I mean, really don't want to, really don't need it. So we're going to do 3 times negative 7 minus 4 times negative 7. And we get positive 7. Okay, so with Desmos, it's pretty quick and easy. If you are doing the digital SAT, that's what I would recommend. If you're practicing in your head and just trying to get better with your arithmetic, write it out, because practice is going to train your brain. It's going to make you be able to do that kind of stuff in your head a lot quicker. Okay, let's try the next problem. So hopefully you've gotten all this. We're going to delete it. Okay, and as we go through these problems 2, 3, and 4, you may want to pause the video, try and solve the problem by yourself, and then see if it matches the answer that I get. Okay, so let's go to this next one. So problem 2 here. We have, we're going to evaluate the expression 2pq plus r. So that's 2 times p times q plus r. Okay, and in this one, p equals 2, q equals 4, and r, this trails to the next line, r equals negative 8. Okay, so let's start to substitute in those values and evaluate our expression. So we're going to do 2 times 2 times 4 plus the r value of -8. Okay. First off, I'm going to want to do this multiplication. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we are essentially getting 4 times 4 plus -8. And 4 times 4 is 16. So we get 16 plus -8. That's the same thing as 16 minus 8. Again, we have different signs, so we take the number further away from 0 on the number line. That's the number that has the larger absolute value. We're going to subtract off the number with the smaller absolute value when we're adding two numbers of different signs. So 16 minus 8 is 8, and we're going to keep the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. So since 16 is further away from 0 on the number line, has the larger absolute value, that is positive. We're going to keep this as a positive 8. And that's going to be what this expression evaluates to. We can also do this in Desmos. And let me just get rid of a little bit of this stuff. Handy trick in Desmos, if you have a ton of cells going down the side here, you can go right up here and click on the gear and then delete all if you want to do that. But again, we're going to substitute in, so we'll do 2 times 4 times 4 plus -8. And we get 24 because I didn't enter in the values right. It's 2 times 2 times 4 plus -8. So we get in 8, and that's another reason why you want to check those values. Check your work twice, because I did that quick and I was like, those answers didn't match. Let's just make sure. Yep, P is 2. Yeah, so it should be 2 times 2 times 4. Okay, so always check your work. All right, take a snapshot of this one. We're going to delete it right now. Okay, next one. Next one, we're going to evaluate the expression AB minus B squared. Okay, when A is equal to -3, B is equal to 9. So we're going to substitute in our values. A is being multiplied by B, and then B is being multiplied by itself. Because we have an exponent of 2, we take two B's and multiply them together. So, okay, so let's write this out. So we're going to do -3, which is the A value, times 9. And we're going to subtract from that B squared, which is B times itself. So B is 9, so we're going to do 9 times 9. Okay, -3 times 9 is -27. 9 times 9 is 81, so we're going to subtract from -27 another 81. And when we do that, we're just going to add the 81 to the 27 and make it negative. So I'm going to do 27 plus 81. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. So this expression evaluates to -108. And if we do this on Desmos, we can do it. We can actually use the exponent if you want to do it that way. So let's pull up Desmos. I can also just get rid of a cell by clicking here. So I can do -3 times 9, and then let's subtract. And we're going to do B squared. So we'll do 9, and then go outside the parentheses, do Shift 6 to get the exponent, and then do the 2 for being squared. And we get -108, which was our solution. Okay. All right, take a snapshot of this one, because right now we are going to, or I'm going to delete this and move to the next one. Okay, so in this last one, we have the expression 3 times x times y times z. So 3x, y, z, that means we're multiplying all these together. And in this case, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and z here is equal to 5. Okay, so we're going to do 3 times x, which is 2, the x value, times y, which is 4, n times z, which is 5. So 3 times 2 is 6. So now we have 6. And I'm going to use the little dot here to indicate multiplication. So 6 times 4 times 5. And typically in algebra, we don't use the multiplication symbol like this because you can confuse it with an x. Anyways, I'll do 6 times 4, that's 24, times 5. If we do 5 times 20, we get 100, and then 5 times 4 is another 20, so this is 120. And that would be my thought process when multiplying this out in my head. If you have a different one, comment in the comments below. Okay, so we get 120, and we can also do this in Desmos. So Desmos, nice and easy. We do 3 times 2 times 4 times 5, and we get 120, same solution. So we're good to go there. Okay, so take a snapshot of this. Let me get rid of it. Boom, gone. So if you want more problems like this, I am offering a paid worksheet on Teacher Pay Teachers. I'll link that in the description. Also, you can check out my website, tunkert.xyz. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, which will have other great math content for you. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks.